tariffs. China, the US, global economy, everything is uncertain. What is happening? Financial stress is boiling up. How and what can you do to keep your sanity, financial structure, continue to grow your business, and face these uncertain times that we are living in? That's what we're going to talk about in today's episode. This is the Brown Way to Money podcast, where women of color in business find their financial independence path. Because financial success is within our reach, but by playing by their rules, it is only going to take us halfway there. To succeed, we must take ownership of our voice with money. So, welcome to the Brown Way to Money podcast. But before we start, very quick, what an extra $500 will do for you or for your business this month? Well, maybe that is for payroll, to get that social media strategy, or to simply go and relax this month, take a massage, whatever it is. You could be the receiver of one of the micrograms we give here at the Brown Way to Money. If you want to have a chance to be the receiver of these micrograms, then pay attention to the secret word on this episode. And then go to brownwaytomoney.com and submit your application. Hello, beautiful lady, and welcome back to Brown Way to Money podcast. Today, I'm sitting down here unexpectedly talking about tariffs because this week has been crazy. Highest tariffs from the US since 1909. That is incredible. So all of these have triggered, all of these meaning tariffs, economy moving, mass lays off, like what is happening in the world, have triggered financial anxiety, financial trauma, financial stress for all of you guys. And I need to address it today. And I want to start this conversation by asking you to just pay attention to this conversation from the mind of a business owner. Everything that you have here in the news, yes, it will still be there after these 20 minutes of this podcast. But for these 20 minutes only, I want you to start thinking as the business owner that you are. So, come to this conversation with business in mind. The first thing that I would do to check if you are in your business mind and not in your buyer mind is to ask the question that you should be asking right now. What are the pivots, financial pivots, business pivots that I can do and need to do right now without compromising my financial stability or without compromising my margin, my profit, the progress that I've done this far? That is the first question that I want you to have in mind. And I'm glad you asked it, because here's how I want you to picture this. This is literally a globe around you, and your business, your community, who are you serving? It's a small globe within that big globe. Everything is surrounding, right? Like everything that is happening in a macro level will be in the mind of everybody. But within your micro globe, within your bubble, you will be on top of mind of that micro bubble as well. So you have a power that you need to be absorbing and stepping into to show up for your business, for your community, for your solutions, and show up for yourself as well. If you let the big bubble, that is the macroeconomics, lead the way, you're losing your power as a business owner. What you want to be thinking is not how I'm going to survive, how am I going to make it, everything is too expensive, everything is going, like what is happening right now. What you want to be thinking is, how can I pivot? How can I adapt from what is happening in that micro globe? How can I take control over how I interact, how I offer, how I present, how I uplift my people? Here's a real conversation that I think we all need to be having as business owners. Remember that having a business is not having a business per se. It's because you have identified a gap. You have identified a problem. You have identified something that could have been done better, and you have done it. You are providing solutions. The fact that you have put yourself in the position of, I am bringing this solution to you, and they have trust you with that, requires that you step in and hear them out and continue doubling down in that effort of, I want to continue providing solutions for you. because that's who we are as a business owners. I am here providing a solution to a problem that I saw. I saw that financial education is living identity and very important parts. I saw that financial education and the way that we interact with money and understand money as a woman of color was being deserved. I identified the problem that financial education and the conversations we get around money are not designed to really serve women of color in business. They are not with us in mind. They don't talk about our identity. They don't talk about our financial behaviors and the reasons behind those behaviors. They don't talk about financial trauma. So I saw the problem and I'm bringing this solution to you. You can bet, especially because this is my field, that during this time, I am going to show up to continue doubling down in that solution. I want to bring solution to those problems because this is going to amplify the initial problem. But that's in my case, in my business. Now, flip that script to your business. But before that, know and think that everybody else is feeling the economic pressure. And the difference between you and everybody else is that you are thinking as a business owner and thinking how to pivot, while everybody else is thinking, we are not going to get out of this. Everything is getting expensive. I'm not going to be able to survive. That's what they are most likely going to think. But you have already shifted that perspective. And now you are thinking, how can I provide a solution? So doubling down on your solution providing mindset and solution providing service, act of service, that is going to be key to bring back kind of like the certainty among the uncertain times. Financially speaking, strategies that you will need to be thinking about with your business right now through the economic uncertainty that we are living as a global economy. Number one, pay attention to your expenses. This is the time to really understand how to live lean, how to live with what you really, really need as a business owner. Why? Because you are contracting to understand how you can better serve. You cannot understand how you can better serve when you are spread on your expenses and on your vision. You need to come back to contract to the line and watch the play, watch the field. Remember, and I don't know if you are a sporty girl like me or not, I am. Yeah, your girl used to play professional volleyball all the time until I didn't. But anyways, that's another story. In sports, especially in volleyball, your coach will call for a break when your coach sees that the team is spread, that the team is not following a strategy. The team, it needs some time to pull back, to reconnect, to assess the strategy and go back. This is what I want you to do right now. Call out for that break. Call out for that space to pull back and understand. And that call out with your finances means reduce any expense that is not connecting directly to your business performance and profit results. If it's not connecting directly, it can be pushed back for later on. Now, the second thing that you're going to do financially is to start doubling down on finding the value of your offers. Remember, everybody else is going to be thinking, I don't know what to do. It's too expensive. And rightfully so. United States have had massive layoffs. United States have had massive economic uncertainty, especially in the last 2 weeks. It is normal that everybody is feeling that way. And globally, everybody's paying attention to that. We are all feeling it. Everybody. So what you need to do is to doubling down on understanding the value of the solution that you are providing and communicating that. Communicating that through the structure of your business, communicating that through the message that you are giving out from your business to your customers, communicating that to your subconscious mind. And here's where I want to really, really highlight. You cannot sell and you cannot serve if you do not understand the value that you are providing. Forget about where people is not going to buy if they don't understand. Yes, that is true and that is important. But what I'm saying here is that during these economic uncertain times, people, business owners and businesses that understand how valuable their solution for their people is, understands that, and aligns their business systems and the business models to that value will be the ones that people will choose, not only because they are providing the solution, but because they trust the way forward. And of course, it is time to negotiate smarter and diversify. If you have the ability, especially if you're a product-based business, if you have the ability to negotiate the terms with your providers, everybody will be on that train. Please do not step out of that train. Renegotiate, rethink what you want to do, and also take this time to diversify. What else can you do with your business? I was just thinking of product-based businesses in this community that have diversified during COVID time. Your secret word is tariffs. And where no one could see, it was also economic uncertainty. It was kind of a recession. And during COVID time, product people need to be the ones thinking how we're going to diversify because they are going to be directly impacted. But if you are a service provider as well, if you have courses online, if you have memberships, think about diversification, but from the perspective of how can I still serve and bring the solution. Diversification is going to be key so that you can better serve them. During these times, it is important more than ever that you have a routine where you check in with your mental health, financial mental health, and with your business goals and how you're doing with your business. Incorporate certain things during your routine so you don't lose your sanity and you keep your business moving forward. I am going to do a whole article about this. I'm just waiting for the interview with MasterCard executives, but there is a report that shows how financial stress directly impacts your body, directly impacts your health, gut, heart, ability to walk, ability to talk. We are going to go there. We know these things. We know, from my story that I went all the way into money burned out. This impacts your life. Financial stress has a huge, huge impact. And during economic uncertainty, what you need is your wholesale. Remember, the macro bubble will be moving, but your micro thing, you are the one that controls it. But to be able to control it, you have to be okay. So implement little things that I'm going to tell you 2 or 3 of them during your routine so that you keep in check your mental health while at the same time you continue to lead your business. Because it is not worth it right now to say, I am just going to keep my mental health and step away from the business. It is not worth it right now to do that. You have been in business for more than 2 years. It is not worth it for you to fly away and avoid the conversation. Avoidance is part of a financial trauma response. If you feel that you want to go there, just know that is a financial trauma response and follow these 2 or 3 tips that I'm about to give you. Incorporate them into your routine at the same time that you keep showing up and keep doing business. So the first thing that I would say is that set 10 to 20 minutes to walk away from everything. Your moment of clarity is your moment of clarity. I just did it. I didn't say I just did it. And I'm constantly doing it because I am reporting this kind of stories. So it is easy for me to be swimming in all of what is happening. But incorporating 10, 15, 20 minutes of clarity in your day is going to allow you to step away and literally think with clarity. Go for a walk. Put some music, lay down, do something that doesn't require you to think about anything else. Before reacting or having any type of financial decision coming through just as a, impulse, remember to pause, observe, and execute. Pause, observe, and execute. Assess, think about your financial decision. Think about it from your business perspective way. Think about it for the short term, 1 month, 3 months from now, but also from the long term, 1 year, 5 years from now, the impacts and the benefits of that. Pause, analyze, and continue. Take that time. If you need 24 hours to make a decision, you need 24 hours to make a decision. If you need to make a decision in a short term right now, what I would like you to do is to pivot that decision with somebody else that is not emotionally involved with your business, so that you can have a better perspective of what you may be going into and the impacts in the short term and in the long term. And this goes without saying, but also set limitations on the amount of news that you are consuming. It is not a healthy thing to be watching the news every single time. It is not healthy. It won't help you, and it will push more information than the one that you need every single day. If you want to keep the news going, to see where you're going, to see the kind of decisions that you're going to make, then limit it. If you're receiving right now every single email that the news sends you, limited to receive one email per day, or limited to receive no emails, and then you designed one time that you're going to go into reading the headlines on the website. It's up to you, but needs to be limited. The amount of information that you absorb, whether you're reading it consciously or not, is affecting your subconscious. The headline, that is what it's designed for, to grab your subconscious mind, and is going to play out there for a long time. You are doing a disservice to your mind if you continue those notifications on, unless you work with it and you have to. If you don't have to, just ditch it for now. Now, the last thing that I will say to incorporate in your routine during these times, and I said this a lot, like I say this multiple times throughout this episode, but look to understand your community more and more and more. In a time when people are going to be fearful, in a time where people are going to tie their packets, in a time where people are going to be on the edge of many things, you will come to understand how can you better serve them. So set up a time to do just that. Listen from the perspective of how can I better serve? How can I better serve? How can I better provide these solutions? Come up with a plan. If you are going through serious financial stress or anxiety, please contact your mental health professional. Don't let these to escalate to places that they don't have to be. And if you are in that place of, I don't know how to strategize this thing out because I am feeling the burden, then I am opening, just for these reasons, 5 spots to a strategy calls that I have not done in a long time. But the times are requiring only 5 spots for the strategy sessions where we can sit down and I can go with you to understand where you are, where you want to be, and understanding the macro that is happening, how we can make this work. You're going to walk away with a plan, understanding where you are, understanding what you have to do, understanding where do you need to pull back and where you need to expand right now. Only 5 spots are going to be open. I don't have more bandwidth to do this, and you can save your space on the link that I'm going to put below on this episode. I have given you some tips to incorporate right now to your routine to keep up, to protect your mental health, and keep growing your business. You can bet that I'm going to be here every single time, doubling down on my mission, because these times are needed. So if you need a girl that pumps you every single day of this journey throughout these times, come to this podcast every week, Friday, that I'm going to be here for you. We're going to make this together. Okay, did you hear something that you liked in today's episode? If so, don't keep it to yourself. Go ahead right now. Yes, right now, before this episode ends, and send this episode to those 3 friends, 3 girlfriends that you know you can go to talk about finance, independence, money, business growth, entrepreneur life, and all of these juicy topics. Share this episode with them, because that is the only way we can grow together. I'm Alejandra Rojas, your host, and I will see you next week.